Celebrating, of course, love this Valentine's Day, but again, if your love doesn't quite make it down the aisle, who gets to keep that ring? We've been asking you all morning long. Here is a look at the results right now. 83% of you say the person who gave you that ring gets to take it back.
But there is actually a legal answer. So our 9 News legal expert, Whitney Traylor, joins us now to settle this debate. Good morning.
Good morning.
we're kind of divided on how we feel about it.
Well, that's how I wanted to. I know there's some people probably out there like, do I get my ring back? So what do you think the legal answer is?
So I said if it's a family heirloom, no matter what, it should go back because that's just the right thing to do. But it's also like if you cheated, I'm keeping the ring.
And I agree with that. And where we differ is if it's a family heirloom, I said, well, you should have thought about that.
Okay. Wow. Well, you're on the right track. So there's a seminal case. So there's not a lot of case law here. So everybody, this isn't like binding legal advice. Every situation is different. If you're really in a fight about the ring, hopefully people can work it out. But if not, you may have to go get legal advice or whatever.
Judge
but
Judy.
Here's exactly. So here's the general answer is the 1979 case. There was a Heinzman case. And here the man bought a house, then they got engaged. He then put the woman on the house as joint tenants, and then she left him. And so he ultimately got married, and she later came back to sue him saying, hey, I'm entitled to half of the house. And it went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, no, because you were the one who left, because you were he's entitled to it. So that is essentially how the law goes as it relates to an engagement ring.
Yep.
Whoever's, even though Colorado's a no-fault state as it relates to divorce, if you are, at fault, so the person who gave the ring, right, if he was the one who broke up, assuming it's a man giving it to a woman, let's say, if he broke up,
she gets to keep the
ring. She gets to keep it.
Yes.
If she breaks up, he
gets
it
to
back.
keep the ring. Yes,
Right.
we felt like that's kind of standard etiquette. Hopefully it doesn't get to legal matters. Hopefully you're able to kind of, amicably figure this all out. Now, what about, let's say you do make it down the aisle. You do go ahead and you get married, and then a divorce happens. Does the status of the ring change then?
Well, that's another good question, and this is something that happens a lot. And essentially, that's probably it's personal property, so that's not going to be subject to the dissolution. And as the case law says, the parties, once they're married, they've earned it. Like that's the actual quote, that you've earned, the ring or whatever after being married. So once you're married, it's probably going to be the recipient's from then on, whether it's a divorce.
Another random question, because we were having this conversation in the newsroom yesterday. Obviously, this has been quite the talker.
Yes.
What happens if you're given the ring on a holiday? Does it count as a gift versus like any other day?
Apparently some states, there's like legalities around this.
You gave him, okay, this was a Christmas gift. No, it was an engagement ring. So, and this is, I'm glad you're asking this because we could go through 1,000 different factual scenarios, but this is common law. This is how our laws actually develop. So that scenario would happen, 2 people sue, it goes to the appellate court, and then we have law. So the real answer is probably, or my analysis with these short facts, is that if the gift was conditioned on a ceremonial marriage. So if this is a Christmas gift, this is a birthday gift, but that's a fine line because you say, here's an engagement ring for your birthday. Is it a birthday gift or is it more of an engagement ring? And in that case, I think the court would probably lean towards it was conditioned on a marriage, so you would get it back.
Okay.
So no proposing on Arbor Day expecting to get that back. President's Day, coming up. Here.
Your Arbor Day present? I mean, that's an argument. Yeah.
Can someone be sued for breaking off an engagement?
For breaking off an engagement, no. That's, I believe they call it the heart bomb statute. So and this was years ago, people used to sue for alienation of affection and broke off, marriages and engagements and things like that. That has essentially been abolished. So no, you can't be sued for, you can be sued, but...
But it's wild that used to be a thing.
Yeah, that used to be a thing, and the heart bomb statute was in 1937.
The heart bomb?
Yeah, that's what they said. So they said...
They don't teach you that stuff on Judge Judy, do they?
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, the heart bomb statute where they said, hey, alienation of affection, causes of action for not marrying somebody, things like that, you don't have those right of actions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Been fascinating, surely.
Your marriage is fine. You don't have to worry about it.
Yes. Hopefully you don't get to that point. But, and again, this isn't, every case is different. But just like I say to my clients or to my former clients is, try and work it out. The last place you want to be is in court.
And you would hope that would happen that
Yes.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
As
so
always,
everybody go
Whitney.
spread love.
Thank you. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for coming in.
All right.
Ed?